Hello, it's Denise, running away from home. Only Arethusa. Today is Tuesday, the 10th day of January, 2023. And yes, I'm down in the basement with my oxygen on. All fire eliciting, all fire, all objects that create fire are missing from the desk because we do not smoke while we're wearing oxygen, and we need oxygen more and more often. In fact, I'm pretty sure that my days of coming down here into the basement are drawing quickly to a close. So I'm going to have Jason bring up my computer to my bedroom, where you will see me with oxygen all the time, if you care. But time is running out. Time runs out for everybody. My last video, which I haven't posted yet, ended quite abruptly when I was talking and heard Bruce come in. We just stopped. 'Cause you never know. Well, you always know. We don't want to. We don't want to record while Bruce is here. He's very sensitive and gets defensive very easily, as do the majority of us. Which brings me to a thing. If you're busy trying to defend yourself from something that someone has said, you won't be able to hear what they said, which could be a, a very good thing that they're saying. They're just saying it in a way that you take it to be as an attack. Not all criticism is an attack of your personality. Some criticisms are given to you from a heart that is filled with the intention of love to help you grow. You have to be careful, and I've said this before, to separate the message from the tone, because not everybody's tone is very good. Something that's important. Don't discard the message because you don't like the tone. Try your very best to strip the tone out of it and just hear what the words are saying. Took me a long time to learn that. A very long time. And I'll never forget when it happened. I was in my 30s and in my first nursing job, and was called in by the director of nurses, who had to correct my behavior. And I started defending myself, and she stopped me and said, "Look, this is not an attack on you. Do you want to be a better nurse? That is what I'm trying to help you with. Stop being defensive." And I went, "Oh, okay." Wasn't easy. Didn't take overnight. But gradually I learned it doesn't matter the tone that something is delivered in. What matters is the message. And then taking in the message and determining and discerning whether it's something that I really need to use to become a better person, or if the person's intentions are bad. Because sometimes they are. Because people gonna people. And I gotta tell you something. I am tired of people being people. Stop this peopling. Stop being bullies online. Stop thinking it's funny to make people react in ways that are detrimental to both them and the people around them. That is not funny. I don't know where you learned that was funny, but wherever you learned it, it was wrong. Because the reason that we're here, that you may not understand, is to help each other grow so that we can have the best civilization as is humanly possible. Oh my goodness. People being mean to other people doxing people attacking other people as people instead of attacking their beliefs or opinions. People can have bad opinions and still be good people 98% of the time. I get so tired of that. Me saying, well, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And someone saying, well, what about you, Denise? What about the time you did blah, blah, blah? It is not about me. It is about a bigger concept. Where did I see that? Small people attack other people, and bigger people attack, and I don't really want to say attack, I want to say debate ideas. But when you got people attacking people, it is not funny. There is no joy in it. And you may be okay right now, but you're gonna pay. And while it ain't none of my business, I would love to be a fly on the wall. Who just died? Somebody just died from the Trump administration. Can't remember who it was. But somebody just died, and I would love to be a fly on the wall when they discover what Jesus is really about, what God is really about. And they see their life, and they see how the decisions they made affected other people. Because every decision you make affects other people, whether you know it or not. Which doesn't mean you shouldn't live your life, but it means you should live a thoughtful life. That's what I believe. Live a thoughtful life. You don't need to be a nasal gazer. In other words, you think everything through your own perception. You need to be able to look at everything in a larger perspective, in a world perspective. I don't understand these people who want to just have nothing but their own country to worry about, because we are all tied to each other. I'm sorry, we just are. We are all tied to each other, and what is good for the worst of us is good for the rest of us. We are really only as strong as our weakest link. And what you want is a group of people who have been raised to consider the feelings and needs of other people and who work to make life better for everyone, not just themselves and their friends and their donors. I'm looking at you, Congress. It just doesn't make sense. And that's why I like being a Democrat, because I really do believe, if you're watching this in 2084, I really do believe that Democrats care about everyone. Everyone should have enough. And Democrats also understand that you can get caught. You can slip through a crack. You can live paycheck to paycheck miss a paycheck, and end up living in a car or homeless. And what you going to do if you have children? And Republicans are saying, what business is it of yours to have children when you don't have the money to take care of them? Have you met life? Have you experienced it? Stuff like that happens all the time. You have children without really understanding, or you have children by accident, or you have children because it's what you want to do without thinking it all the way through. Then again, there are families who do just fine with not having 3 cars, a swimming pool, 2 houses, a plane, vacations in foreign islands. There are many families who do just fine without that and may not even want it. I don't want that stuff. I want enough, and I am blessed that I have enough. Food on the table, money every month, a place to live in, someone who takes care of me. I try never to abuse that. I really do try never to abuse that. It is so special that Bruce wants to take care of me. And it says a lot about your dad, boys. Well, that was fun. But my pulse ox is 96, heart rate is 93. I think we're going to live a couple of more minutes. But I'm sorry you had to see that. And I'm going to try to make this the first video that I edit. So I can edit that out because it wasn't pretty. Not that I am pretty, but is there any reason to be uglier than I am? Next Tuesday at noon. Next Tuesday at noon, the gentleman from CareLink is coming to do the maintenance on my oxygen concentrator. That's good. Okay, had to remember that. Well, the reason I'm alone today is because Bruce has gone with his pastor up to Rogers City for the ordination of someone in their church who's gotten their own church but who went to Lakeview Church for a long time. I don't ever discourage Bruce from going with his pastor, although I need to talk to him. And Lord, stop me from doing it because you know it's not my purview. I need to stop him, from commingling, politics and religion. The two have no business being together. The Bible even says that, which by saying, give unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, and unto God that which is God. We know what is of God. I stopped my aunt, one of my mother's sisters. She had posted something about everything started to go bad when children were not allowed to pray in school anymore. It was just a meme, and I wrote, Aunt Barbara, are you saying that you want Islamic children to be able to have time in school to bring out their prayer rugs and worship their God? Silence, complete silence, crickets. They don't think about that. if you're going to have a country built on religious freedom, all religions need to be free to do exactly what the Christian religion does. We are not a Christian nation. We are a nation that does believe in God for the most part, but you would never know by looking at the way some people act. They have no idea what Jesus' whole deal was. He did not spend time with the rich and the famous and try and save their souls. Jesus was with the prostitutes and thieves and the murderers and the people who really needed his help to get to God. So I always put personal stuff in here. I always say to myself, Denise, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion. Those two subjects get people really upset. And then you have the atheists, and I don't have anything against atheists. That's fine. If there is no God, I hope you have a wonderful, gentle sleep for the rest of eternity. But just because you don't believe in God does not mean He does not believe in you. And if you don't see it as God, if you see it as the universe, as one gigantic entity that is in control of everything, not necessarily God with his son Jesus, that is up to you. Your religion is up to you. It is not up to me. It is none of my business unless you share it with me. If you share it with me, we may have some disagreements, but I promise I will not attack you as a person, and I will respect your right to believe as you believe, as long as it is not harmful to other people or yourself. Because let's face it, a religion that is harmful to you or other people is not a religion from the universe or from God. I have quite a bit to talk about today, don't I? I do. Taking off my oxygen now. Okay, moving on. Two other things, interesting things on YouTube. Not supposed to swear within the first 7 seconds of coming on. I usually hold my profanity for later and use it for effect. Here's the thing. When you're a nurse, you learn to speak two different languages. You learn to speak the language that is most common and easily understood by the person to whom you are speaking. You learn to speak a language that you speak amongst your other medical professionals, which generally includes a lot of profanity. It's sort of like, does it make you less of an authentic person? I think it makes you a sensitive person. But what do I know? I'll know everything after I'm dead, and by then it's too late to pass it on to you. But I do hope, with all my heart, that any descendants watching this learn something about life that they didn't know before. Save money early. When you're saving money, what you're really doing is paying yourself first. It doesn't matter how much. Save $1 a day out of each paycheck. So if you got $30, well, then you'd save $1 a day. That'd be $30. Pay yourself first. Put it in an account you can't touch, and say it's going to be for your retirement. The earlier you start, the better retirement you're going to have. Your grandpa, Bruce Knapp, did not start with anything, and he ended up okay. He had a lot of catching up to do. But having enough money in your retirement makes all the difference. It makes the difference between living with somebody who doesn't really want you here, but feels kind of obligated, and yet also likes having you here, or living by yourself comfortably. And that's what it means. You're not going to be able to survive just on Social Security. Bruce was lucky he had a pension as well. And he made a lot of money. He worked a lot of hours. That man's a working fool. I hope you children are working fools. You either work with your heads or you work with your hands, and you pay yourself first. And that's what I hope. What else? Playing a lot of Sims. Love playing The Sims. Mostly what I'm doing now is I'm learning to build houses that I like. And I'm learning that I can't stop downloading custom content for The Sims. Oh, this I have to say. Saturday night, Bruce was gone. He was up in Big Rapids shopping. Jason called, said, Mom, if we bring the stuff over, can you sit and help and tell us how to make chicken pot pie? And what is so funny is I've been thinking, man, I wish I could have chicken pot pie just one more time before I die. I bought a lot of the stuff. They bought the most expensive stuff. The meat, chicken breasts. I just bought the already pie crusts because I don't care if you're Julia Child. Them already pie crusts by Pillsbury are the best. Linda will eat that faster than she'll eat the pie filling. But they came over, Jason, Linda, and Cece. Linda and Cece did all the work of the cleaning up. Jason did all the running around to buy the stuff. They made one great big pan in what I call my lasagna pan. None of this is mine, but I call it my lasagna pan. And it's huge. Huge. It's a glass Pyrex clear baking dish. They made that, and then they made the next smaller one, which is probably, I want to say like 9 by 13, maybe 9 by 9. No, 9 by 13. We ended up eating the whole 9 by 13 one, and then they took the great big one home. And then they told me that they made it so that I would have a good hot meal. And that was so sweet. Because Bruce will get out venison and then ask me what I want instead of just kind of deciding, well, I got this pork out for you, or I got this steak out for you, or is there something else you want? If I had my druthers, I'd have a hamburger every day. I'd have 2 hamburgers for dinner and then 2 hamburgers for lunch the next day. But it doesn't look it, mostly because this is prednisone. Steroids will make your face fat. But I don't hardly have an appetite. When I have an appetite, it's kind of unusual. And when I do eat, I can't really eat a lot. Although it doesn't look like it. And I keep playing with the same 4 to 5 pounds up, 4 to 5 pounds down. not up. I haven't gotten to 285 yet. Thank you. But I still tell everybody I'm a 300-pound woman. Might as well. I am. I'm going to pay for this. Sitting down here and smoking. And I'm not even playing The Sims yet. But when I play The Sims, I find I smoke less. So we should get doing that. Bruce also, before he went to Rogers City with the pastor, he had Kurt take him to the store, bought me cigarettes, and brought me home a cappuccino that I love. That's love. And I hope he has a wonderful time. And I hope wherever you are, whenever this is, you're having a wonderful day as well. Thank you.